Cowboys have reportedly offered Brian Schottenheimer a position on the coaching staff next year. He's being interviewed for multiple roles with the organization. So, my boy, I see you in the Kansas City stuff, but you a Cowboys fan. That's why it's Dallas Bias Club. But should Cowboys fans be worried about Brian Schottenheimer rumors right now?
If you're not, I mean, this is as depressing a time I can ever remember in my 39 years on this earth following the Cowboys.
To me, it's like the last time Schottenheimer meant something is when he was coaching Derek Thomas with the Chiefs.
Yeah, well his dad.
Yeah, his dad. Exactly. Marty Ball.
Marty Ball.
Yeah, you know. Now, I'll give Brian some credit. When he was in...
A little nepotism.
Yeah, when he was in Seattle, though, he did have the #1 running team in football, but that's because they were notoriously known for not letting Russ cook. So now, like I said, he's being interviewed for multiple roles. My hope and dream is just that he's being interviewed to be the future offensive coordinator for Kellen Moore, because as we all know, Jerry Jones doesn't really let his coaches buy the groceries. He's known for that.
What was Parcells saying? If you're going to let me...
if you're going to make me cook the dinner, you might as well
let me buy the groceries or something like that.
Yeah. Big tuna.
I remember that.
But I think I'm hoping that this is just, let's get some of that, I guess, Schottenheimer ball. We can't call it Marty ball because he's Brian. He ain't Marty. But remember when Kellen was here the last time, there were some complaints from McCarthy, which is why he isn't here, about his lack of trying to pound the ball and run the ball. He's doing it this year, but... that's a Saquon thing. You know what I'm saying? If you got Saquon, it's like you're going to give him the ball to
Saquon and the tush push.
Yeah, Saquon, that tush push. It's like you got to run the ball if you have Jalen Hurts and you have Saquon Barkley. So it's a little bit different. So maybe that's some type of governor for if we have Kellen Moore. It's like OC/running game coordinator. You know, maybe he wears multiple hats.
But if you are Kellen Moore and this is just waiting until the Eagles either win the Super Bowl or get eliminated this weekend, or in the Super Bowl, whenever they do get eliminated, you mean to tell me you're going to take a head coaching gig when not only Schottenheimer is looking like he's going to have something to do, whether he's the head coach or the OC, and then Jason Witten's going to be on his staff?
Well, the one thing I will say is that, like, Brian Schottenheimer and Kellen Moore did work together for 2 seasons, 3 seasons? I think 3 seasons. So they do have a working relationship to where there's some familiarity there. But my biggest thing is I was thinking about Doug Nussmeier coming back on to be the offensive coordinator, but it's one of those things that maybe Nussmeier doesn't want to be Kellen's OC because he wants to actually call the plays and control the offense. And if he stays in Philadelphia, he'd probably just get the promotion from within. So if this is one of those things to where...
But I would think Kellen would want to call
Kellen
plays.
had the interview before Brian Schottenheimer. So maybe he just said that it's like, as much as everybody thinks Nuss wants to come here because his son plays for the Colony or for Flower Mound Marcus, and Garrett played there as well, and he has roots here. Maybe he wants to have the play calling duty so he can make the next step to finally being a head coach. And because that interview was first, the Kellen Moore interview was first, and then the Schottenheimer interview came. So them saying multiple sources, maybe somebody heard a contract and was wiling out because they thought it might be head coach. But Jerry likes the attention. He's not gonna put.
We definitely like the attention, and we both know that this hire is going to come out Super Bowl week, right? Like,
it's definitely.
I mean, he's going to steal some headlines.
Do you think he's going to do it Super Bowl Sunday or the Saturday before?
It'll be
he's going to try and steal.
It'll be that week.
It's like whenever the Hall of Famers are getting announced, it'll be the top story.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just how he does things. But I do think there's a real possibility that he gets the head coaching gig, talking about Schottenheimer. And
well, Vegas odds are saying that he's the favorite right now.
His interview went over 4 hours yesterday. They brought him back for his second interview today. And I saw one report that Kellen Moore's didn't even go the allotted 2 hours or 3 hours that he was supposed to have.
Probably because he had to get back to practice. He's got a Super Bowl.
Was it that, or was it because they're so familiar with Kellen Moore?
But aren't they familiar with Schottenheimer as well for it to go as long?
You would think, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not in that building. I'm not in Jerry or Steven's head. But you know what? We haven't heard a lot over the last week. That prime stuff's gotten real quiet.
Well, what I will say is they did interview Saleh. I heard they had like a conversation with Aaron Glenn.
I was excited about Saleh.
Yeah. So congratulations, Jerry. Like, I guess it wasn't a Rooney thing. It was just all about getting clicks, getting likes. You got a bunch of likes for that, Jerry. But the primetime thing, honestly, if we were in a position to draft Shador and move on from Dak, then maybe he would take it more seriously. But I just think that he like he said, he won't leave Colorado unless he can coach his sons. So maybe in the future, if he keeps having success at Colorado, that could be something that comes later on down the line.
I don't know that that was something that I wanted to happen anyway, right? Like, I mean, it was getting clicks and it was all fun and games, and I mean, I'm sure it'd be entertaining, but from a win-loss perspective, in the NFL level, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's just because the window's so small, you kind of want a proven commodity.
I'm telling you right now that I've been talking about this Dak window on this show ever since I got on. I mean, you have about a 4-year window here with Dak in this contract to try to accomplish something in an NFC where we saw, and we're seeing right now with Jaden Daniels in Washington. Shit, you're seeing two NFC,
baby.
You're seeing two NFC East teams in the NFC Championship, which we're going to get to later. Yeah. That's got to kill Cowboy fans.
Oh, it definitely does.
So we're going to talk about that, but I'm just so overwhelmed with the whole thing. Like, Schottenheimer doesn't move the needle. Kellen Moore doesn't move the needle.
Because to me, if McCarthy's gone, Schottenheimer should be gone with him.
And they wanted to act like they were all shocked that Mike's not coming back. Well, you should have had a plan in place.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I remember 7 weeks ago, Micah was acting like McCarthy ain't shit. Then it all turned whenever they started winning. But I just felt like everything as far as that offense has to go, and Schottenheimer is a part of that. And to me, I just don't see, like, he's hanging on because of the name.
Well, they want to keep the terminology.
But Kellen Moore can do that. And I guess I think that Brian Schottenheimer could help bridge that situation to where, yes, that could make sense to where anything that's changed in the building since you left, here's the update. Now, that they play these little games as far as these coaches go. Maybe Brian Schottenheimer will be there to sabotage him because he wants the job for himself. Or, or maybe Jerry just wants a placeholder for Jason Witten to take over.
He wants a puppet, bro. You know what this reminds me of? When Campo got the job out of nowhere.
Yeah, it reminds me more, to me, at least Campo was in-house and he was part of those Super Bowl winning teams. Like, to me, this is like a head scratcher like Chan Gailey. Like, it's like, don't nobody remember the Steelers for having this spectacular offense for us to go hire him?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care that you interview well. I got film. You ain't shit, bro. You ain't shit. You haven't had an explosive offense. It's like, the thing is, as a coach, he stepped into great situations and they didn't get better and they moved on from him everywhere.
He got Mark Richt fired at Georgia.
He got Mark Richt fired at Georgia. Oh, wait, he ended up going to Alabama. Like, I think he was with Sark. That was his best time when he was at Washington, and then that opened a lot of doors for him. I believe that he ended up going to Alabama, was the OC there for a little bit. He might have been there for A.J. McCarron, but A.J. McCarron, like, you got Alabama. You got the best team in the world. You can run the ball 30 times a game and you're going to win. I just don't. He hasn't done anything for me outside of being a name to where it's like, the thing is, eyes have been on you the whole time. So all you had to do is shine for one season, and he hasn't done that. And we're just going to give him a job because, I remember your dad.
Yeah,
so,
that's the thing.
Schottenheimer did a great job.
How many teams are knocking on Schottenheimer's door right now?
Nobody.
One.
As an OC.
Yeah.
As an OC. And to me, I just don't, like, if he's an OC, he's an OC. And if he ends up staying the OC with Kellen Moore on as the coach, or even with the Cliff Kingsbury, I'm fine with that.
How is Cowboys Nation supposed to get behind that? This is just a pathetic situation all around. They've botched this. They botched the McCarthy situation.
Hey, I'm gonna come here with a Chiefs hoodie if they switch it up,
bro. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I was this close to just dropping all Cowboy affiliations if they hadn't drafted CeeDee Lamb when CeeDee Lamb was on the clock. Yeah. I had said I was going to just screw it and go to the Chiefs, but I'm still. Look, born and raised, we're Agtown boys.
Like we're traders. Jerry's disappointed us for the last 30-something years.
Yeah, I mean, we're Agtown boys.
Like what,
we were little kids.
96 was the last time we were in the mix. So.
I mean, the Steelers Super Bowl, who was the Larry Brown? Got the interception?
Yeah, that was Larry Brown.
Yeah.
Off Neil O'Donnell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
So I mean, look, there are grown men in DFW that follow this team religiously. Their dads, their uncles, their cousins, right? And they've never seen this team play in an NFC championship game.
There's people who own houses, you pay taxes, got a mortgage, that ain't never seen it.
Dallas Bias Club.